I have the pleasure to welcome Ms. Maud Arnaud, Member of Cabinet and Commissioner for Development, Mr. Thibault. Thank you for being here. I'm Anna Pizu. I work for the International Cooperation Infopoint. Thank you for being here on behalf of all the Infopoint team. As you can see, the External Cooperation Infopoint is a place where we not only give information about the European Commission activities on development, but it is a lively place, a real forum of discussion, where we organize conferences, visits, films about development. Today, I have the pleasure to welcome Ms. Jean-Pierre Halkin, Head of Unit Rural Development, Food Security and Nutrition, Director General for Development and Cooperation European, and we have the honor today to have with us Sir Gordon Conway, Professor of International Development and Director of Agriculture for Impact, Imperial College London, one of the world's foremost experts on global food needs, who will explain to us the many interrelated issues critical to our global food supply, from the science of agriculture advances to the politics of food security. So thank you very much, Sir Conway, for being here. After that, as usual, we will have time for the debate. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here, and thanks to our speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm extremely pleased to see that we have in the room a lot of experts in development and experts in food and nutrition security. I will introduce Sir Gordon very quickly by pointing how opportune the timing of the presentation is. For three reasons, which are linked to first, I would say the global food security and nutrition security agenda, then the development agenda and the EU agenda. First, if we speak about agriculture, food and nutrition security, we have shifted quite abruptly from an era where we were believing that we would live for very long in an era where the rule was surpluses and low food prices. And so the issue of feeding 1 billion people was mainly a question of economic access to market. And quite abruptly, in the year 2008-2009, we shifted from that to a situation where food prices have become very high, stock very low, and market very tense. And this is what we still see at that time. So it really highlights the issue of feeding 1 billion people in a different way. It is not anymore a question of how to make sure that the surpluses are reaching the poorest people. It is really the question on how to make sure that we produce enough food in a sustainable way. The second point is linked also to the whole discussion we have now about the MDG. You know that the MDG are going to be finishing in 2050. This is where we are going to draw conclusions. And we are already thinking about what should come afterward. While it is still a bit too early to draw lessons about MDG, there are already major information which are appearing. We have seen the world improving quite well in items like education, access to healthcare, notably HIV/AIDS, for instance. Many items have been improving, even fight against poverty. The share of the population living with less than $1.25 a day has been shrinking. However, despite all those progresses, we see that there was an assumption which was wrong. And the assumption which was wrong was that whenever we were going to move into wealth, whenever the part of the population living with less than $1.25 a day would shrink, it would be automatically translated in an improvement of food security. This assumption has proved wrong. We still have nearly 1 billion of people living with hunger, going to bed with not enough food. And another assumption which has proved wrong and which was very important is the link between food security and nutrition. The assumption was that if a family had enough access to food, it would automatically translate in a reduction of undernutrition. First, it appears that this assumption was not right. And second element, even more important, it appears that the importance given to undernutrition was not right. Scientific finding, published notably in the Lancet, in this very famous medical review, has since then showed the dramatic impact of undernutrition, and in particular what we call the chronic undernutrition or stunting. It has proven that a child who has been submitted or suffering from undernutrition in the early phases of his life is likely to show a level of development, both physical and mental, which is going to be lower than the one of a child who is well nourished. And that this handicap or this lagging development will never be able to catch it up. So it means that undernutrition that we see today will materialize in a lower level of development for countries in 15 years. This is why food and nutrition security have gotten such a prominent position in the development agenda in the last years. In addition, this discussion we have today is particularly important for the European Union for two reasons. First, the Commission is today the biggest donor for food security and nutrition. So for sure, it is a pillar of our development, and we need to be sure that we use all the evidences available to us to improve our program. The second is that we are just doing the programming for the period for 2014-2020, and so this information is of particular relevance for us. So I'm very pleased to introduce Sarah Gordon to you.